What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the DCUO Sourcecast, episode 203 for all you guys out there keeping track. We got a few things to talk about today, a couple of little surprises and all that, and of course, we're going to be talking with our co-host Crappy Heels here about what he'd like to see with nature and electricity, the changes that be made to it. But for right now, what's going on, Crappy? How you been?
Yeah, good. Been playing a little bit of Destiny, a little bit of DC,
Yeah,
juggling the two.
I saw you streaming some Destiny last night.
Yeah, just I'm trying not to burn myself out on DC because
Yeah.
there's not a lot going on now, so I don't want to play it every day and then in a month or so just be like, what am I gonna do? So I'm trying to just get a little bit of both games in.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can see I can see myself doing that here down the road. Once I get everything caught up with what I'm doing with some of my tunes and everything. Once I start working on other tunes other than the 7 ones that I'm working on right now,
You know,
I'll probably end
things
up
still
doing
on.
that too. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, there we go.
um, but I hit a. Hey, what's up, Meps? Meps in the chat saying he's heard lots of crappy ideas.
Hi, Maps.
I screwed up earlier today, man. Was it early? No, yesterday. I screwed up yesterday. I screwed up bad yesterday.
Oh, geez, what'd you do now?
Well, you know how I had that ice tune that I was going to switch to water.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to make her a healer and everything. I had not updated her tank gear since Blackest Night, I think.
Oh, so
So
you're right on top of that.
yeah, I was. So I mean, but I had collected a whole set of gear, like drop gear, to use for switching over to heal when water came out. Well, then they announced and saying water was going to be delayed until probably next year, beginning of next
Until
year.
they turn electric.
uh, so I was sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, I need to. I was thinking, I was like, I'm getting tired of just DPS and all that because DPS are a dime a dozen. They can get it in the, you know, you're going out there trying to plug into something or anything like that. Anybody can just shout out, say, hey, I'm a DPS, hey, I'm an ice DPS too, and there's millions of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So well, that's what I was thinking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch her over to a healer now. I was like, well, you know what tunes I've been working on. So, I've got my electric tune. I have my sorcery tune. I've got a nature tune that I've put off working on for right now, but I'm going to be working on next. But I've already got him started. So obviously the next power of choice would be Celestial. Celestial would have ended up being like the last, which I do have a Celestial villain, but it would have been like one of the last powers that I worked on towards getting toward 175.
Celestial's a good time.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, I'll switch to Celestial then. Well, then I thought about it again. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to remod all of her DPS gear because I'm modded full might. I can't DPS with Celestial with all these might mods and everything. So I was tossing it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I finally did it yesterday. I finally went ahead and I switched it to Celestial. And then as soon as I got done switching her to Celestial, I did the smart thing with my armories. That spec all iconic powers. So I wouldn't have to redo all the skill points on my DPS one at least, because she's like about the same amount of skill points as my main. And but yeah, I switched her over to Celestial, and I started to unattune I started to attune the gear that I had. Did not realize it until I was done attuning every single piece of gear that I had that I was in DPS stance at the time. So I have like no healer gear for this tune now. And the main reason why I did it was so I could go ahead and heal or DPS on
the
her.
heal.
I was like, oh my god.
Good going.
But I mean, I have been, I heal. I've been getting some gear and all that. Her CR's like ticking down because I had a lot of like 146, 149, even a couple of 153 pieces from the alert to heal with her. I even had a 156 utility belt and a 156 trinket from the new raid that I attuned both DPS without thinking.
I'm sure by next reset, you'll have all the gear with that RNG, though.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. We'll see.
Two OP items.
No, don't even start with that, man. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, most of the gear is easy to get, like in the alert, because you could do that daily.
Mm-hmm.
Just the raid gear's a little pain. Like, DWF hates me.
Yeah.
Like, my alt, like, I think he still only has one piece of raid drop gear from DWF. They hate me in there. just no luck. I just bowed down and bought vendor gear. Screw it.
But did have an interesting little pug story last night. It wasn't really pug. We picked up we were doing extra runs after our main runs last night, and we picked up a tank for KCT. And I was on my gadget troll, and like he was the only pug. He was the only pug in the group. So we go into KCT, and we get through the loading screen. We're in a starting area there, and the tank types into the chat. He's like, if you pull before me, you die. And I'm just like, really? Really? Is that how the game works? Holy shit!
I thought the healer went in first.
So, and then this guy's just being mouthy and all that. The Zod fight, he's tanking him like right on top of the crystal, so he's healing up the whole time. He's getting healed up the whole time. So and then when we finally got Zod burned down, he's like, wow, that burn. So I was like, I typed in there, I was like, well, it's hard to burn him down when you're tanking him right on top of the crystal that heals him, and he's like, oh. And I'm like, I was like, you're an expert at this game, though, so you already knew that. I was just like, oh. So we got done. It was basically it was pretty much a smooth run. But as soon as we got out of there and all that, because we were wanting to run DWF right after that, and he was going to be one of the tanks that we were going to use it. And I was like, no, not this guy, not this guy.
I hate mouthy people like that.
Yeah. But then he sent me, I kicked him out of the group. As soon as the raid was done, man, as soon as that exit popped in, I'm out, and I kicked him out of the group. And then he sends me a tell, and he's like, add me to ignore, I'll do the same. And I'm like, dude, it's your mouth, man. It's like, whatever.
Just because you didn't want him in the group out, it's not like you kicked him out while you were in the instance still. Jeez.
Yeah.
My God. Some people, man.
I know. So
take it so offensive.
So, for those of you out there who did tune in last week, over the weekend, we had a double PvP reward mark weekend with a new set of gear. Did you finish your setup, Crappy?
No, I got 2 pieces of 99 though, and then I was like, well, that's enough PvP for me.
For you. That's enough pieces for you.
I wasn't having the best of time with 46 little two-faced goons in the same room as me.
Well, that's because
or everyone on the other team being Cersei flying around. I was just like, nah, I'm good on that.
Yeah, there were some issues that had popped up, people discovered over the weekend with all of that. We're actually going to get into that in a little bit because of a hotfix earlier this week.
Listen, when you're two-faced and you save your pets, and you pop your pets and then pop your supercharge and pop more pets, and there's 3 other guys in there that did the same thing, I'm just like, where's the portal? Let me out of here. I'm leaving. Because that is ridiculous.
Not to mention the Cerseis, right?
Oh, my God, yeah. I broke down, and I have a video that I got to put up of just everyone on our team. We were just like, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. We're all Cersei. Spawn your pets before you even go out, so the cooldown is running on, and you just come out, pets blazing, flying in the air. and you could hide behind the little thing that's in the middle of the ceiling.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe you guys could go in there and take that thing out from the middle of the ceiling, because that really promotes flying in the sky, because you could hide around the corners of that thing so good. Trust me.
Or just lower the outside of it down to the same level.
Yeah, put like an invisible ceiling there so people can't fly up next to it.
Yeah.
Because that's crazy, man. I could not even believe it. Like, I don't PvP a lot, but like, I don't ever remember it being like that. Yeah. I was just like, whoa. And it wasn't like, maybe we just got in a bad room with some dudes who were doing it. But like, everybody was doing it.
Yeah, as soon as people figured that out, man, everybody started doing it. Which is why I didn't queue up Legends at all over the weekend. I was in arenas dealing with shotgun spammers from munitions shotgun spammers and celestial spammers.
And, sounds like Destiny shotgun spammers.
And hard light cheesers and mental cheesers and flame cascaders.
I'm not really good at PvP. That's why
I'm going to say this right now. All right, as a former fire user, all right, and somebody who desperately loves fire, and honest to God, if it had a long range group pull, I would switch back to fire today. All right, I'm talking to all you fire users out there. If all you do is sit up in the air and try and flame cascade people in arenas, you are an embarrassment to the power. Just putting that out there.
Like, agreed.
Just putting that out there.
Agreed. The same to the guys who go in an open world with it. And like, you're out doing your seasonal event and some guy's flying high and he hits you with a flame cascade and just like instantly kills you. And then he's like teabagging you and talking trash in versus chat like he's God's gift to fire. I'm like, bro, PvE gear, outside. I was pressing circle on something and you flame cascade me. Outplayed. You got me. You got me.
Yeah. I just, oh man, just so disappointing. But yeah, that's my only issue with that Bell Rev map. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's really funny though, and it's really sad. Almost like giggle satisfying when you push somebody back against one of the guards and actually knock them into the guard. Oh my gosh, it's so hilarious.
Oh, I flew into one time. Bad time. And I wasn't paying attention, and it happened a couple times. I was like, man, what is killing me like this? And I'm like, oh, yeah. That would probably be it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I just have to fly higher. What am I doing down here? On the ground. Don't be silly.
So I was PvPing with one of the guys in my group. He was getting focus fired, so he started kiting away. He had like 3 of them chasing him, and he ran over towards one of the guards and then jumped on the ledge over him. So when they lunged at him, they were still on the ground. So when they lunged at him, they all went right into that space where the guard was at.
Oh, right? That's a good tactic.
And they're like 2 of them died instantly when they got knocked back by the guard, and the other one, the third one, got knocked back, was almost dead, and I Geiger beamed him from across the room.
That Geiger beam, though. Whew.
Yeah. 35.
I love the 35%ers, man.
I like them too. People,
except sometimes when they're a 45%er, then I'm like, really? Come on now.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that cracks me up. People complain about the 35%. Man, 35%ers are cheesy, man. They're cheesy. I was like, dude, didn't I just see you like spamming shotgun in my face 2 minutes ago? I was like,
I think 35%ers are perfect right where they are.
Yeah.
Some of them might need to be a little bit better.
They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're killing people that are low on health.
You get to 35% health, somebody uses it, and you die. I mean,
yeah,
it happened.
That's what's supposed to happen.
You could always lunge the person out of most of them, can't you? Out of all of them.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't hit the PvP up as hard over the weekend as I had planned, but I did. So I didn't play the game at all on Saturday. I went to a golf outing and I was like dead tired after that. So I didn't play the game
beers and golf in the heat.
Yep. Worst thing about it, turned on my Pokemon Go. Not a single Pokemon anywhere.
Hey, you could hatch some eggs driving around.
No, for some reason it didn't work. I tried that too. It didn't work for some reason. I was really upset.
I got these 2 eggs going, and I still cannot hatch them because I never remember to turn it on going anywhere, and like I'm never going anywhere slow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and I don't play it that much, but like I'm trying to hatch these eggs and want to see what happens. One day I'm gonna have to like, go for a walk, outside. I heard the graphics are intense.
Yeah.
The gameplay isn't that good though.
Yeah. But yeah, I did manage to finish out my 101 gear. Got all my 101 gear and finished out the Bell Rev win feats. 50 wins.
I got the 5 wins, maybe more than that, and then I was done.
According to Michael Grid, there are security bots attacking the watchtower, being spawned by MEPs.
I'm really trying to get my PvP gear for the feats.
Right. You got a little ways to go. You got to get your 99, and then you got to get your 100, and then 101 gear.
I only need 2 more pieces in the 100, thanks to the lock boxes, and 4 more pieces in the 99. You know, so if these lock boxes keep being generous, we'll be in good shape.
Oh, and an avatar of tech. MEPs is murdering the watchtower right now, apparently. Well, while that's going on, let's go ahead and get into the show here. We'll talk about the server hot fix we had earlier this week, which fixed a certain issue with pets spawning at the appropriate level in Bell Rev Legends. And the map is now enabled for scrimmage. The PvP vendors, all tiers of PvP gear and weapons are now available from each of the requisition and iconic PvP vendors. Character restore, they improved how the character restore process works behind the scenes. We talked about that last week with the test server. Loyalty vendor, the DC Bombshells Harley Quinn style is now listed on the loyalty vendor. The vendor gear DC 1721, Shepherd of Adara and Avatar of Ophidian. Vendor gear now correctly requires a combat rating of 105 or greater to purchase. I think you were able to buy the Shepherd of Adara gear when you got to the same level that you needed to purchase the Scion of Ion gear. So people were able to just like skip a whole set of gear.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let's see here. The alerts in Smallville. Doomformed citizens should always start off standing where the X's indicate they are. If you pick them up and carry them some distance, they should walk back to their starting location. And then see episode 2, Lightning Strikes. The bounties, they fixed an issue where Raven and some of the other bounties could wander very high into the air, making them impossible for non-flyer characters to engage them and also making them harder to find. This is like the third or fourth time.
You have no clue about Raven. She is sneaky. I had to put my Joker jetpack on one day, and she's literally almost at the very top of like the ceiling in the game. I'm like, what are you doing up here? Are you confused?
She knew there was a bounty out for her, so she was,
way out of the zone too.
She knew there was a bounty out for her, so she was making sure,
Yeah, no, she wasn't getting caught.
Yeah.
She was the worst offender of them all. She was tough to find. She'd just be way over the water.
Let's see here. And then also we had a server hotfix on the 10th, which was yesterday, I believe. Where in Wayne Manor Gala, the Huntress will no longer... You're going to like this. The Huntress will no longer prematurely clear nature or electricity dots, damaging her.
Those pesky dots. It doesn't even matter. Don't worry about it.
I read that note earlier, and I was like, oh, Crappy's gonna get a kick out of this one.
That was the worst in Love and War when it came out.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then new on the test server today. I believe test is down. It's probably going to be coming back up here later tonight. We've got some test server hotfix today. The skip to level 25 option is now on the test server. You guys go test that out. It's a marketplace option that allows the player to either create a brand new character and advance that character in level up to 25, or to take an existing character under level 25 and advance it to 25. All lower level missions are removed from the player's journal, and they are set on the main storyline for their level. They will also be granted any seasonal event missions that are applicable at the time of purchase, among other applicable items. What do you think about
That's
that?
nice that those missions are taken out of your journal.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
man, that would kill me. Because I'd have to go back and do them, and that would just... what would be the point, skipping if I had to go back and do those missions?
Yeah. See, the skip tutorial is a free option that allows the players to either create a brand new character and advance that character out of the tutorial to level 4, or take an existing character under level 4 and advance it to level 4. So, I mean, that's where everybody gets their 100 hit counter feat, though. So, I mean, I don't know why you would want to skip the tutorial. Yeah. See, I'm sorry,
somebody was telling me a story where somebody got that. They were in a group and somebody was in Candor, maybe? And they got the 100 hit counter.
Oh my god! Why does that not surprise me?
Candor or somewhere, some raid. And I was like, or Brainiac Bottle Ship, something like that. And I was like, no, really? How?
Well, I mean,
don't you ever stand in front of the sparring targets?
Yeah, that honestly doesn't surprise me. But then again, on my hard light tune a couple weeks ago, I did pop the 1000 breakout feat in DWF. So,
well, that's a little bit more acceptable than the 100 hit counter.
Yeah, I mean, I was going through it. I was like unlocking feats on them because I wanted to have a set amount of skill points for them. And I was going down the list, and I was looking at. I was like, I have to break out all the time. Why would I spend skill points, replays on this feat? I mean, treasure boxes. I'm unlocking that. Toyman challenges. Yeah, I'm unlocking that. But stuff I normally do all the time, no. I mean, as I didn't even unlock all of the gathering feats on that guy, because that's the tune I go when I need bits. I go farm on him.
I have no patience for that farming feat. I did it once, never again. Ever.
Let's see here. Upon skipping the tutorial, players will be level 4 and placed in the appropriate safe house for their origin or faction. They will have the Rule the World mission for villains or Save the World mission for heroes active in their journal. They will have all applicable styles, powers, and skill points and emails available as if they had completed the tutorial normally. So basically just those fourth world styles that you get out of there, and probably the first breakout feat, and possibly an orange barrel feat, I'm guessing. That's usually what I end up walking out of there with, at least. Maybe like the 50 if I forget to go for it, like the 50 hit counter feat.
Yeah, I try to do all that stuff on the ship.
Yeah. See here, early game changes. Several quality of life changes have been made to some of the earliest content in the game. With early leveling content, Game War 1 and Road to Arkham, the tech shared missions. They reduced some objective counts to complete the missions, hero and villain, increased number of hazmat worker encounters, hero only. In Bane's Lighthouse Playroom, the instance won't complete until your ally is done speaking. See here, ally that fights Bane no longer does damage. Oh, really? He can't get any help with that now? See here, Trigon 1, the Black Adam 1, the Magic Shared missions. The Final Playroom, where you fight Dr. Fate, has better timing with on-screen messaging. Mission Trigon's Blood has fewer objective counts. Side quest remains for Magic, Heart and Soul hero, and Fateful Demise villain. See, new exploration mission changes. They've updated all the existing Explore Tour missions from the Booster Gold kiosk in the game. Kiosks you're told to visit can be interacted with in any order now. All cameras can now be skipped. Oh my god, that's the best part
Oh,
of that.
thank you.
I didn't mind hearing Booster Gold talking, but it was just, let me hear him while I'm on my way to the next one. You know?
Yeah, that made it painfully long doing
Yeah.
that.
See, visit this location first stages have been removed. Better location messaging on the more ambiguous missions. So that's cool there. See, the tutorial, they changed how and when players get level 2 in the Awakening tutorial. Defeating the Overseer should now grant the experience for level 2 instead of walking through a hallway. They removed the side quest pointers. The starting origin missions each had pointers to speak with side quest granters. These task stages have been removed. So this is all currently on test. I believe this is part of the next game update. I'm not sure, that doesn't say so. But yeah, these are all the changes that are currently on test. So all you testers out there, knock them out.
Those are some pretty good improvements, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see how many people are actually going to take advantage of the skip to level 25 thing. I mean, I think a lot of veteran players will, but I mean, people have only been playing the game for like maybe a year or so.
Yeah, if I first started playing the game, I would at least want to level up all the mentors, if I was making another character to check the missions out and stuff like that.
Right.
Now, can you just start the game and skip the content? Or do you have to at least have a character that's level 30 already?
I think what you can do is you can create a character, you create a brand new character, and then skip it all the way up to 25 after you actually create the character.
I guess that stinks. Maybe there should be some lock onto that, but I guess if you're skipping that content right there, I mean, it's not like killing you, but I mean, it's just kind of ruining your experience. Especially for the first time. I guess shame on you if you're skipping that and you just started the game, though.
Right.
But that's not make or break stuff where you're really learning everything,
Yeah, I mean, I just, I don't know. If there was more involved in the tutorial that actually, taught them, say, hey, this, power. I mean, but I mean, it teaches people about power interactions. How their AM works. As they're leveling up, I can understand. I wouldn't be too much for this skip to level 25 because that's basically any new player could create a character. Oh wait, I could skip my tune to level 25, and not realize that they were missing a whole bunch of information they needed. If all that information was in the game, I would not be for this at all.
Yeah, but there's really nothing in that, so I mean that's cool. The only thing you're missing is just the experience of the leveling up missions, and you know what, like. If you're doing different mentors and stuff, I'd like to go through the missions and stuff. I'm not a big nerdy single player guy, but I mean, I like to at least experience it once, or there's different ones, maybe do it multiple times, especially if you're going to really put a lot of time into the game.
But yeah, so that's currently on test. Now, there was something out there that was teased on Twitter. I don't know. I know you saw one picture of it.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I know.
I want to see the rest. Let's see the rest.
If you guys out there, if you guys are on Twitter and you don't, follow DCUO on Twitter, every once in a while, Meps likes to make sure you follow Nerd to Pray as well, SJ. They like to throw a little teaser out there. And show stuff off. I'm getting to it, Hugh. Damn, you're spoiling my freaking build-up. But yeah, okay, yeah. Who jackass? In the chat, ruined my build-up for it. We've got these new hairstyles coming into the game now, Here, let me bring up the first picture and all that. This is the first picture that Meps tweeted out. All right. If you look at
We
it,
don't see anything but a black screen.
no, you should see the picture up there. It's
No,
right there.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Don't
just
do that to
screwing
me,
you.
sir. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, like you see, like you told me, and it's like, what is it? Oh, what is that? What, that Wonder Woman style? And I'm like, yeah, but then you took a closer look. It's like, hey, look at that braid. Look at that hair. So yeah, so this new hairstyle right here. We don't know when. So he says stay tuned in the chat, so we don't know when, or if this is the only one. Maybe it's the only one. Who knows? But for all you guys out there who were like saying, "So well, how come we don't get new hairstyles? Oh, girly stuff. Oh, girls get new hairstyles." That for all you guys out there, we're getting it as well for the dudes. And I kind of like this, the way this looks, because it looks very Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones. You know what I'm talking about? You don't watch Game of Thrones, do you?
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh my god! All right,
never seen it in my life. Is that the people who are stranded on an island? Oh no, that's some other show. I guess I'm totally off.
That's Lost. No, the no, the guy who's playing Aquaman in the Justice League movie.
I don't know him either. But all I know is I like to have good hair on DC.
Have you seen the trailer?
Nope.
What?
Maybe. I don't think so. It doesn't stick in my mind, so I don't think so.
Oh my god, sir. Anyways.
I might have seen it. You're going to have to direct me to this trailer.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete. I'm going to have to direct you. You know what? We're going to do that right now. We're going to do that right now.
That's a nice braid right there, though. I could go for that because I like to have good hair.
See, the guy, Jason Momoa, who's playing Aquaman in the Justice League movie, okay? He played Khal Drogo in the first season of Game of Thrones. And basically he was he was the clan leader, for his people. They were also known as horse lords. They were known for being able to do battle on horses. They didn't wear armor or anything like that. He's a really big, beefy, built guy. All right, and the way with the Dothraki, that's his name of his people. You knew how strong or how powerful a warrior a man was by the length of their braid, and his braid almost touched the ground. So that's why I said this is very Khal Drogo-ish.
I wonder if I could wear that hair with my polar bear hat and the braid would stick out the back. That would be dope. Oh my god. That would be awesome.
Meps, are you saying there's new time capsule info? I think he's messing with me. I think he's messing with me. Let's go to the forums here real quick. But yeah, I know you're all about the hair because you like to.
I could grow out my granny hair. Look like I grew my hair out, braided it.
Oh, okay. Okay, Meps. Thanks. But yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. There's some other. There's some other. This is obviously one of the hairstyles from Amazon Fury. The Amazons we've seen there, and all that they've you can go see in the game anytime. You just go into Themyscira Outpost and you can check out all the different hairstyles.
I'm on my way there right now.
But yeah, there's several others I would really like to see. But this is a cool one. This is a really cool one. I'm looking forward to this one here.
So, do we have any?
As far as no more flat top for Super Patriot, I can't do that. That's like
you gotta get rid of that.
No, Jeez. That is like iconic, dude. That is like iconic. I can't do it.
Iconic. My God.
Like that man, that tune has been sporting a flat top since launch day. All right.
Maybe one day something will happen to the hairstyle and you won't be able to wear it.
That's messed up, man. Why are you putting that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? Um, so next up, though, there was something that came out this week. Let me go back to the original page here. The Aura Pack. Aura Pack 1, which means there's going to be more. Did you see this at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Did you pick it up?
No, I have all the auras that I like. I'm not really a huge aura fan.
Really?
Like, I like subtle auras. Like, I like the glimmer ones because they're barely there,
Okay.
but there's still something there. Right now, I'm wearing the slim black aura.
Red.
I have, like, the Harley's chest on and just, me, just jeans, t-shirt kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I like a very subtle aura.
Yeah. For the record, no, I would not wear the flat top if it was taller like Kid in Place. No, I would not do that.
I would wear that.
I know you would. I know you would.
Long. Oh my god. I would wear that.
Yeah, and Meps is shocked. We have found that they have found the one player now who likes the glimmering auras, and it's you.
I like the glimmering auras. They're nice. I don't have the original glimmering aura though. I'm really trying to get my hands on that. But thanks to the booster bundles, they have given me multiples of every glimmering aura on my quest to get a cosmic material.
You got lots of pinks, don't you? You got lots of pink glimmerings, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I had so many, I was just giving them out to people. I spent just a couple more dollars than I'd like to say. They got me.
Let's see. So with this aura pack, we got new auras. They are new auras, folks, and you got all 4 of these auras. Not a chance at one of them. All 4 of them. So you got the purple Nimbus aura, the white Radiant aura. It's really good for celestial users, I feel. The dark blue.
That one in the original.
Yeah, the dark blue smoke aura, and the purple plasmic aura. Which the purple plasmic looks really cool.
Yeah, I like the plasmic auras, and I'm really hoping one day when we do the style transfer and stuff, or gear, whatever that stuff is going to be, that I could get my Nimbus and my plasmic aura from my villain and onto my hero.
Oh, I don't see why not. I don't see why.
I would love that. Love that.
Yeah, as Meb said right here, the auras are not tradable, so you can't trade them or anything. But however, they are account bound, so you can redeem them on however many tunes you have or however many tunes you create on your current account that you purchase this pack on. So, good stuff.
I really like that they're just selling a flat-out aura box. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of...
Because then you could at least get your...
Kind of a little bit of an appeasement to all those guys out there. So, well, I wanted the blue solar aura, but I didn't get it. Yeah.
I mean, it does kind of get frustrating, though, after you open said number of boxes.
Well, I mean, the first booster bundle came out, I mean, that was probably the worst out of all the booster bundles.
Oh, I know, and when they were $20 too.
Yeah, they were $20. There was only one, exclusive, rare aura in it, which was the plasmic, the OG plasmic aura, and the rest of the auras you got were like regular auras that we can get out of the lock boxes now, or and stuff. So. It was very frustrating.
Is there a robot at your house?
I don't think
so. Are you speaking to us through a robot?
No.
Do I sound like that too?
No, you don't sound like that to me. Do I still sound like that? Do I still sound like that? Do I still sound like that? Can you hear me?
Oh, I could hear you. Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. Sound a little robotic now.
Somewhat robotic? Okay,
Is anybody else getting that? Can anybody else in the chat confirm that? Is SP?
No.
Sound like a robot?
That says we sound fine, so suck it up. Maybe it's on your end, sir.
Oh, yeah. It's on my end, I guess.
But yeah, open up all those things and getting purples out of them. I was like, I think Balkan got 30 purple auras out of out of that booster bundle pack that time, uh, which was hilarious. Let's see, somebody in the chat here. What's my favorite aura? Well, right now I'm sporting the OG Solar aura. I'm really, really liking that aura. I really like that aura. My probably all-time favorite, though, I mean, it's going to be a toss-up between the OG Solar and the OG Nimbus. I really like that OG Nimbus aura.
Yeah, I like that one. I really like the Plasmic, too.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite one is probably the one that I'll never get, the Black Smoke aura. That needs to come back. Somehow that needs to come back. I wasn't playing the game when that came out.
The Black Smoke.
Black Smoke, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know
a lot of people talking.
Though, so I don't know.
A lot of people have been talking about wanting the corrupted aura from the Black Lanterns.
Yeah, that's a cool looking one, but if they made it less stiff when it came out.
Yeah, if it flowed.
Yeah, because it's really stiff on the characters and looks weird.
Man, Hugh Jackson.
But it is a cool looking aura.
Hugh Jackson is really interested in my styles. That is that old suit you're talking about, Hugh Jackson, that I got that I used to wear. That is like my main tanking PvE style. That I got. I've got different styles spread across all my armories right now, so I don't really wear only one style or one outfit.
I do.
At all times. Yeah, Crappy does. Crappy does. T-shirt and blue jeans. That's all he needs.
The accents on my shoes might be a different color, though, whether I'm DPS or I'm healing. That's it. Maybe my aura is a different color. My glimmering.
Yeah, Jarrett, the blue solar, I really like that one, too.
Yeah, the blue solar is really nice for electric guys. The regular solar looks great for atomic guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The purple solar's not bad. I've seen some people wear it good. I've seen some people have it where it looks nice with like a combination of cosmic material and the purple solar, and that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of all cosmic, and I really wish you could just accent pieces of your gear with the cosmic material. Oh, Meps, you hear this idea? I wish I could just make the stripes on my shoes cosmic, not my whole shoe.
Cosmic shoelaces?
Yeah, just the shoelaces and the stripes. Or if, like, you had a specific chest on and you just wanted to accent this part of the chest with cosmic material, but not the whole chest, because sometimes it kind of takes away from the detail of the piece. But you'd still like to have something on it cosmic. I think that would be really cool.
Cosmic
I don't know how hard that would be to do, but
shoelaces would be badass.
that would be cool, because I wear like those generic Adidas shoes, and they have like the little stripes on the side and the shoelaces. That'd be neat. Same thing like with the punchline back. If you could do like the outline of it, really any piece it would work good with. That would be really neat. I was kind of thinking that might have been how it worked when it came out, and then I was a little bummed out when it wasn't. I was like, oh man.
But yeah, cosmic shoelaces, especially with those new Harley boots.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be neat.
Yeah, it's basically what he's saying, Grid.
Yeah, in the color palette. I don't know how hard that would be. I'm not a designer, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't think that can happen.
Because in the future we're going to get more of these materials, aren't we?
I'm guessing that's the plan. I don't know.
But like, if we did, how cool would it be? Depending on what they were, maybe the next one that came out would be a nature-y one. Just saying that because I like nature, and hey, I could accent my stuff and live in a nature-like stuff or something, but not the whole piece.
Yeah.
Ideas, something to look into. You never know.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
But I'm curious what the next material is going to be down the road.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, because they kind of, forecast. I mean, you can imagine what some of the materials might be.
For the stuff that's hard to market. place.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, they got a couple of chrome styles. They got a couple of chromed out styles that are on there. They've got a couple. Well, there was a couple of full cosmic styles on there, I believe. I know
There's
there's
also the water skin where you could
yeah the
just have
water
water.
skin.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
there's also the oh man, what is it? There's like a glimmering one or like a really. I know there's like a bedazzled suit on there.
Oh
You
yeah, I
can
know what you're
get.
talking about.
Uh, there's one other one too. It's like a gleaming one or something like that. I can't remember what it looks like
Yeah,
or
there's
what
one
it's
that's like
called. I
weird
know what it looks like,
squares
but I don't know
and
what it's called.
stuff.
I can't remember what it's called.
There's a plaid skin.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some options that are already up there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see something totally different, but I don't know what
Like
you could really
that
make though.
prismatic one, the prismatic skin
Yeah, the
too.
prismatic one. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of those are cool. I guess one that would be a big seller would be some water stuff. If you drop that with water, people would go nuts. You'd sell a lot of booster bundles doing that because you'd stuck me right in. I know that.
Yeah.
I could make my sunglasses water. That'd be great.
um. So we're going to use. That's pretty much it for all the announcements and news this week here. Stuff that came out, and little teasers with the hairstyle, which is really cool. Which I'm gonna keep rotating those two out on here while we're talking because that's just some really cool stuff going on right there. So we're going to talk to Mr. Crappy Heels here about the things that he would like to see with nature and electricity as far as DPS goes.
First off, they would be the most dominant power, and nothing else would even come close in
Well,
comparison
come
with them.
on, all right,
Everybody
all right.
would bow to me.
All right. Nature's already got harvest, which CC's adds better than like distortion wave. All right, so I don't want to
Listen,
hear that.
I have 112 Dom, and I'm better than the tank. Not
Oh,
all of them.
real quick. Grid wants me to talk about this because I posted a thread. I don't know if you saw this or not. I posted a thread on the forums today.
Oh, with the iconic weapon styles and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I was reading that. I thought that was pretty cool. I would also
Yeah.
like to add something to Scarecrow Cleaver dual wield. I'd love to see that style
Oh yeah,
back.
that would be good. I mean, just easier to go up here to alerts because it's like the only
There's
place
some
I've.
cool ideas in there,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, I mean, this is kind of like I've like been like bouncing this idea off people like for a while now, and then I saw somebody on Twitter post requesting the GCPD Batman shield, you know, and I was like, man, it's just that's another one thrown in that pack. So I came up with like a list of things that I could think of off the top of my head, of things to include in the pack. Wonder Woman shield, the Bombshell Wonder Woman shield. Have you seen that one yet? That one looks pretty cool. GCPD Batman shield, Two Faces Tommy gun, Joker's pistols, Joker's crowbar, Hush's pistols, Harley's mallet and Steel's hammer, Deathstroke's sword, Ra's al Ghul's sword, Penguin's umbrella rifle, which would be really cool.
I think that would be awesome.
A couple people caught me down here. Green Arrow's bow and Huntress's crossbows.
That'd be a cool dual pistol style.
Yeah.
They don't have that in the game, do they?
I
No,
think Green Arrow's bow
they.
was in the game for a while because I had a buddy of mine who said he got that style. But Zatanna's wand, she doesn't really use it as a one-handed weapon though. I understand what you're saying though. Let's see here. There was somebody wanted just like the hand style, the forearm styles on Starfire there. Ares sword from Jareth there. Ares sword right there. Somebody, this guy, he mentions Azrael's sword, but Azrael's not in the game. So I don't know if they had anybody to go off of. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice list. Hot Girl's Mace, Mr. Freeze's Rifle, Mr. Freeze's Sapphire Rifle, the Etrigan Gauntlets, John Stewart's Rifle, Kyle Rayner's Katana, Alan Scott's two-handed sword. That's Super Soaker. Oh, well, no.
Isn't their style very similar to that from the home turf missions?
And that style's called turf.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the crowbar with barbed wire on it. I've been running the outside missions.
Yeah, that style's called turf. See, Hunters. Okay, somebody mentioned that. Necron staff, that would be badass. Let's see here. But yeah, so yeah, if you guys got any ideas or you want to support the idea and all that, and give the devs a nudge, saying, "Hey, we want this too," you know, stop by.
Even just some more regular stuff too would be neat. Just weird stuff that you could think of.
Yeah, I mean, we got candy canes for crying out loud for weapons.
I like the 2x4 with the nails in it for the two-handed. That's a really cool style.
Yeah,
I like that.
But yeah, I mean, we got candy canes for weapons. Yeah, Air. If you do the which one is it's the Ace Chemicals one, isn't it?
Yeah, the Ace Chemicals one will get you the crowbar with the barbed wire and stuff like that, and the other one is the one that gives you the Super Soaker looking weapons, isn't it?
I think it might be the same one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Jareth, there is a baseball bat style. It's a two-handed style. It drops in NGN.
Too bad he couldn't make that style.
It's not a one-hander. It isn't a one-hander, though.
The two-handed has a lot of cool styles.
What's that?
Two-handed has a lot of cool styles in it.
Yeah, two-handed's got a lot of cool styles in it. And then it's got some that I'm just like, eh? But there's only like one cool brawling style that I like. Maybe two. You know, I like the caged gloves. They look like MMA fighter gloves for brawling, and the astral gauntlets for brawling. I like those too. That's a good point about Nickelback, though, Grid. Nickelback should be given a sitcom so they don't make music anymore. I completely agree.
They need to take Bieber back. Got to get him out of here.
Yeah.
He's breathing too much of our American air.
He's just breathing too much air, period.
I know.
Bad side martyring himself for everybody else in the chat.
Taking one for the team.
You're a good man, bad side.
You don't have to worry about our timing you out. Canadians are too nice to do that.
That or they'll apologize right after, right? Anyways, so all right, I was just getting ready to ask you about what you would like to see with nature and electricity in regards to the changes to their DPSs. I mean, would you really want to see these two powers become 1, 2, 3, 4 powers?
No way.
Yeah.
No way. I like the diversity of them where they have a little bit of weapons in them, because when you get weapons involved, then, I mean, it's not so cookie cutter. You could always switch up your weapon. Granted, there's always going to be that one weapon that's better than all the weapons. Like, even if all the weapons are totally balanced, there's always going to be that one weapon that people just use because it has this advantage over this weapon. You know, there's no getting around that. Just like hand blasters are the best range weapon just because how functional they are. You know, they have different combos. You could do solar flame, scissor kick. You could do the other one where you with a tap hold and you throw the ball. There's just multiple attacks and they're all,
don't forget flip slash.
They just flow good. Yeah, flip slash is good for if you get in mid-range melee.
Yeah.
You know, where something like martial arts and martial arts shield, dual wield and one-handed, basically all do pretty much the same damage. It's just flip slash is a quicker combo to do. So if you get interrupted doing a flip slash, it's not as bad as if you get interrupted doing like a smoke bomb. You know, because a smoke bomb is what, like a tap 5 and then hold. So it's
Right.
like what, 6 inputs or something like that. Like it's a lot more button pushing than just doing a flip slash. So getting interrupted doing a flip slash is more forgiving than getting interrupted doing martial arts. So even though they do similar DPS, I mean, one-handed is favored over it. They both have the same range, same everything. It's just comes down to if you're going to get interrupted, kind of like Atomic. You know what I mean? You get interrupted with Atomic, you have to start all the way over, and that's why something like Mental Gadgets is favored over Atomic.
Atomic needs that 3-second grace period, man.
Real bad.
He is so bad. So, I mean, what would be like the desired rotation, though? I mean, you know, obviously, you know, I mean, people aren't exactly over thrilled. I mean, Rude's in the chat here. I know she hates bug form healing.
I hate bug form too. Let me touch on the heal really quick with like something like nature. Like, you could heal in human form perfectly fine, just like any other power.
Right.
But the thing is, when you go into bug form, it's just the power back is so good. Why would you not use bug? You know what I mean? Like, maybe if you still got some power return because you don't get the weapon mastery combo, but like the power return is just so good that like why would you not use bug form?
Yeah.
You know, so that like kind of makes people like use bug form because I mean, why wouldn't you? Because you don't really need a troll. Like, I sold the last boss of or the second boss of Rit. I don't know if it was regular or elite, and he had like, I don't know, a little more than half health or a little less than half health, and everybody else died. And I sold him in the bug. Yeah, I mean, it took a really long time because I don't hit hard, but like I was perfectly fine on power, and I just punched him to death with my little hand blaster combo in the bug. Like, you just get so much power back, you don't need anybody else in a lot of situations. And maybe if they tone that down a little bit so it still helped you, but you still had to be smart about your power. Because you could literally just run around the room and cast Harvest over and over and over, and Harvest gives great regen. I'd like to see them tone it down a little bit. Like, I mean, it's my power and I like it, and a lot of people are probably going, no, 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 but like, I mean, it's a little bit of a crutch when you could do something like that. And then when you take it into PvP, I mean, you get your power back in PvP too, and it's kind of a little bit of annoying.
Yeah.
You know, and then it wouldn't necessarily have everybody so focused on using the bug. You know, the bug would be something more or less where maybe you broke out when shit was really hitting the fan. You know, you wanted to be at your best. You know, because I personally like to be in my form. I like my movement mode, weapon combos, stuff like that. But as it is right now, the power back is just too good to not use it.
Right.
And no other healer has that advantage. You know, Celestial uses a lot of power at certain times. Electric uses a lot of power too. And none of them have a power back mechanic. You know, and we all played nature for years and years and years, and no one ever said, oh man, we need some power return in bug form. Like, people just learned how to use it. So I think they could tone that down a little bit, you know, like, or give other healing powers some sort of power return mechanic. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the bug power back. We could stand to use a little less, in my opinion. So it just, people play a little bit smarter. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just a little bit too much of a crutch for me. I mean, while I enjoy it, it's a little overboard.
Yeah.
But as for DPS now, like, make it worse, Rudick. Come on. I'm just saying I think it's a little too much. But as for DPS, if Nature and Electric were up to par, say by testing standards, if they did 30k damage a second in the testing category as we do it on the test server, they would be great powers, and they would be great on the bosses. They would be a super good power for bosses because of the consistent damage they do. But the main problem is, and has always been since all this new AM business has come along, has been the setup time. Because even if you make the powers equal to the other powers in terms of overall DPS, they're still going to lag behind in every situation because it takes so long to set up. If you're setting up a wolf form loadout, it takes 9 powers to set up that whole rotation between playing your dots, changing forms, and putting out the 2 dots in wolf form. That's 9 powers you cast, and a lot of those powers don't even do any damage.
Yeah, I see.
So that's a lot of time. That's basically, you could have already done 3 mass tears or 3 EMPs, maybe more, and that's a ton of damage compared to what you would do if you were trying to set up a nature and electric rotation.
Even 3 Geiger blasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by that time.
It's a lot of powers to cast and not get a lot of results.
See, what I would like to see for them is, I mean, obviously the weapon balance is going to play a huge effect into this for nature, electric, and even for sorcery and earth. So we're probably going to see weapons doing. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing weapons doing more damage. I'd like to hope so, at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see them do too much damage.
I'd like to see weapon mastery come back and be an option, be a viable option over using AMs.
I would love it, and the thing what I would love with weapon mastery, if weapon mastery came back, I wouldn't like the weapons to necessarily be overpowered, but I would like the crit that you got casting the power to be very beneficial. So you were really rewarded for being that guy who could hit every single weapon mastery power.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't like it to be like, oh, the weapons are so good that even if you miss the crit on it, I mean, it's a bummer, but it's really not killing you. I would like the crit that you get to be the bread and butter. So that way, if you were skilled at getting those crits, you were rewarded for getting those crits.
And
That's what I would like.
Not only that, maybe even a progressive increase to that crit for consecutive weapon masteries hit. That would be cool.
Yeah. That would be something, but that would slow it down a little bit, though, and then you'd have that in terms of setup, where if you did it like 3 times, you'd be at your max.
Yeah.
That would slow it down a little bit too much.
I'm not looking for weapons to be overpowered either, but I am looking for them, at least, like I said, weapon mastery to be a viable option. Again.
Yeah.
See, what I was thinking, and this is from somebody who, I mean, I've nature healed. I have very little to no experience DPSing with nature. If they're going to look to bring in the form changes for DPSing, say like with Wolf and everything, if you are looking, Wolf would be like the form that you would use for your melee damage. You know, you would use Wolf for melee and maybe mid range. You know, if but I mean, you would be able to either use human or Wolf form for mid range.
Yeah, I see Wolf as more something like that too, because it does have some good melee combos.
Yeah.
But I mean, me personally, I don't like the Wolf, but I know it's not going away, so I would like both playstyles to be balanced. Like, if you could do this much DPS in Wolf form, I would like you to be able to do that much DPS in human form, so they're not lopsided. So you could choose what playstyle you want to play. If you want to play the Wolf, you could play the Wolf and do the same as if you were playing a human style playstyle. So, because there's players like me that hate shape shifting because I like to be my character, and then there's players that love shape shifting, and I wouldn't want to see human be better, because then the people who like to play Wolf, they would kind of be like, oh, well, now I have to play human because human is better, and I don't want anyone to be forced into playing any play style that they don't want to play.
Right.
So it would be nice if both of them basically did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I hope that's where weapons could take in, because Wolf form really doesn't have strong weapon attacks, but it has 2 more dots and a little bit of burst. So if you were in human form and your weapon combos were slightly stronger, then it would kind of balance it out. You're missing 2 dots, but your weapon combos are stronger in human form, so you're pretty much in the same boat. And I hope that's the way that they could kind of balance it out like that. That would be nice.
Yeah. And electric's basically kind of got the same problem and all. It's setting up all the dots and all that. By the time you get your dots
Electric
set
has
up,
an even harder time
yeah. By
than
the time,
nature because you just set up your 3 dots with nature and you just hit harvest and you're good to go. And new ads join the fight. You just hit harvest, all your dots on them are on them. New ads join the fight and you're electric and you hit voltaic bolt. It only spreads that electrified PI. Then you got to go back and you got to
yeah,
stack electrogenesis on everything twice again. And electrogenesis is what, like a 12-second cooldown.
yeah,
And so then like you don't even have your full strength dot on for another 12 seconds. And the only thing that lasts another 12 seconds is going to be a boss. So, like, it's really useless on ads to be doing that. And then it's really killing your setup time when new ads join the fight when you're fighting the bosses and just setting up a boss. You know, what if you have to pick somebody up or pick multiple people up and
yeah,
your dots drop and you have to put them back up? Now it's taking you 2 full buff cycles that are 12 seconds to get your full strength dots back up. And that's a little too long, way too long in today's game with just the 1, 2, 3 bang.
right,
Like, what I'd like to see done was nature and both electric are sort of on the path, nature more so. You do Vine Lash and then you do Briar only on the initial spread and you get that big hit. That's not really a big hit anymore, but you get a bigger hit. Like, I would kind of like to see the beginning rotations of the powers 1, 2, 3. So say you did Savage Growth, Vine Lash, Briar, and then you casted Harvest and you got a big boom. Like, that would be great, but that would only happen on the setup time, just like Vine Lash and Briar do right now. That that only applies to your setup time, and that would keep them in the game during the setup because you get your 1, 2, 3, 4 boom, and then your dots are up, and then your dots and your weapon combos are sustaining your DPS. But during your setup time, you get your 1, 2, 3, 4 boom instead of just a little 12 grand hit from Vine Lash and Briar.
yeah.
And that would make it better. Same thing with electric. What is it? I think if you cast, is it Electrogenesis and then Arc Lightning? You get a decent size hit from Arc Lightning. I forget the exact order it is with electric. It's been
Well,
a while since I've been even tried
to
to.
put arc lightning out first. See, that's the thing that always confused me with.
Well,
And it's been a while
Electrogenesis
since
doesn't
I've.
work off an electrified PI, so it doesn't matter. You could cast
Yeah,
Electrogenesis first.
but
I think
you
I
want arc lightning out there to put the electric PI out, and then you want to cast, I think, electrocute, and then after that you cast voltaic bolt to get your power back.
squished them together.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty sure if you cast Electrogenesis and then Arc Lightning gets a good hit, kind of like Vine Lash and Briar.
right.
I'm pretty sure. But, I mean, there's just too much setup time. You'd have to go with something like you couldn't really mess with the cooldown of Electrogenesis because it's a healing move. So, like I recommended to do was take Electro Burst, and that's basically the same thing as Savage Growth, but it puts out half the dot. So you put Electrogenesis down, and that puts half a dot out, and then you put Electro Burst. What did I say? Well, you put Electro Burst out, and that's half a dot. Then you put Electrogenesis out, and that's half the other dot. And then if you hit Voltaic Bolt, you crunch them together, and then that's your whole dot instead of stacking Electrogenesis twice. Now, what I recommend would be Electro Burst would be a full strength dot. And it's something that you could use over and over and over. Because another problem Electric has is if you go from this set of ads to this set of ads, Electrogenesis isn't even ready to be used on the next set of ads with how quickly you go through sets of ads. So now you move to the next set of ads, and you don't even have your dot to put on those ads because Electrogenesis is still off cooldown, or still
Yeah,
on cooldown. You know, and that's a huge problem. You can't have that. That's severely unbalanced like that. And you could do basically the same 1, 2, 3, 4 setup with electric. You would I didn't really think out electric too much because that's really not my power, but maybe if you went something like Electro Burst, Arc Lightning, Electrocute, and Voltaic Bolt, and you get that big hit on Voltaic Bolt, maybe something like that. You know, so you'd still have your 1, 2, 3, 4 setup, but you'd get a nice boom. I don't know. I'd really have to sit and think about that, but maybe something like that would be good for electric because you need to have a good bang for your buck while you're setting up.
Right.
You know, because the powers are good once they're set up. Once the powers are set up, they're very good. Could you imagine last boss DWF if Nature and Electric were good? You'd be tearing it up in a situation like
Oh
that.
yeah.
There's all those ads, all that stuff. You would have a great burn. You would be one of the best powers in the room, if not the best
Well,
power in there.
the first boss room too.
Yeah, first boss. Like,
When the ants come out.
you know, you'd be unstoppable. You'd be decimating everything just
Yeah.
because you're always hitting everything and it's consistent. You know, you have to go pick somebody up. You're still doing damage.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to be reliant on things like flip slash in order to
Hmm.
keep up with everybody.
Even with flip slash, though, it's a lost art. I mean, you can't even do it. Well, like getting back to nature, if you just 1, 2, 3 the setup, Savage Growth, Vine Lash, Briar, and then hit your harvest and got your big boom, and then your dots kicked in, your weapon combos, you'd be perfectly fine. Now you could do basically that same thing could transfer over to wolf form. You could get your 1, 2, 3, 4 big hit, and then you could flip over into wolf as you were doing harvest, and then you flip over into wolf, and wolf is decent and has pretty good burst. So, as you're doing roar and serpent call, they have a good burst on them. So then you're still doing a little bit of burst while you're setting up. So I feel like you'd be in a good place if you just 1, 2, 3 forward from Savage Growth to harvest. That'd be great. I think it wouldn't make them OP and it wouldn't make them better than a 1, 2, 3, 4 power because a 1, 2, 3, 4 power just comes right in and you have your shortcuts obviously. So you would be getting 2 big bangs where the nature and electric guy would only get 1, so it wouldn't be like super unbalanced or anything. It would just be you'd be able to hang in there in your setup time. And that's what I'd like to see. Setup is everything. That's what this game's come down to. The powers that set up quicker are the powers that are more or less the top powers.
Yeah, and some just are really quick with their setups.
Like ice, you just clip those powers together in like 1.5 seconds. You're at max damage right there. Boom, guns blazing.
Yeah.
And like some people were saying, some sort of a shortcut for nature and electric, like you clip all the dots together and make them all clippable. But then you'd have to really change the powers and make them all beneficial powers and stuff like that, so they would clip together with each other. And I think that would be, I don't know what. While at the same time, I would like to be able to put all my dots out like that. I really wouldn't mind if I still had to put them out in order. I'd be cool with that. Just put them out, have you get a big boom when you get to the power that spreads them for the first time, and that's that. It'd be great. And electric with voltaic bolt, it needs to spread all your dots, not just the electrified PI, because that really kills its setup time. Even when you're all set up and more stuff joins the fight, you're still setting up. Like the whole time you play electric, you're setting stuff up, and like that gets really frustrating too.
Yeah.
And you could easily lose track of is this dot stacked twice or blah blah blah. But electrogenesis is a big downfall of electric with how long the cooldown is. But like I said, you can't mess with the cooldown because it's a healing power.
Yeah.
So I just say leave it the way it is. Keep the dot on it.
There are some powers out there that have the same power will have a shorter cooldown for.
If you're in a different stance,
than for the DPS stance. I'm trying to remember. I know there's one with rage.
The rage powers are like that, like Eviscerate and Chain.
Yes. Yeah.
Dreadful Blast.
Dreadful Blast. Outrage, I believe.
Outrage, yeah. They're all shorter when you're DPS. And that would be cool, yeah. I didn't think of that. That would be a good idea. Like if Electrogenesis cooled right down, that would be great because then you'd be able to use it more. But then you'd still have to make Electrogenesis a full strength dot. Because stacking Electrogenesis twice or using Electrogenesis and then Electro Burst, that should be a thing of the past. It should just be a full strength dot right off the bat. That's too much setup time because then Electric would have, versus Nature, you would have 5 powers to set your stuff up where Nature only has 4. And you kind of want to make them equal because for balance purposes. I know you're making them similar, and I frown upon making everything similar, but in a case like that, you kind of need to make them a little similar because they do sort of work the same.
At least function similarly. Not not
Hmm.
same animation, same rotation,
Yeah,
but at least their function needs to be the same.
for them to have
Because
different setup times and be basically the same powers playstyle, like would be silly.
yeah, because I mean these are the only two remaining dot powers in the game
Hmm.
right now. Um,
If the setup
so
times could
yeah,
just get fixed, you'd be rolling,
yeah,
and they'd be good.
yeah. Then they'd be able to keep up on this. Because I mean, on a boss, I mean, you got a good electric. I mean, not good electric, but a good in nature. uh, uh, DPS in there. I mean, they could probably keep up with. I mean, obviously, the parsers we're seeing, or at least that they saw with the Tunzo tests. Didn't see any issues apparently, or else we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. But
They were low. They were very low.
were they? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that's why they were like, we'd rather the powers not come out overpowered. We'll hot fix it if it's an issue. We won't get into that
Yeah,
subject
and I'm
now.
on J2K's side too, man. I think Tesla Ball should be in the AM. Tesla
Yeah,
Ball is like that's a sleeper power, man. That
that's
thing's
something I want
awesome.
to say too. Every power in Electric's trees should be in the power back return because I like a playstyle with Electric where, say you're on ads and my phone's ringing. Jeez. Say you're Electric and you're on ads and you don't want to set up all those dots because maybe you're in lower level content and stuff is going to die real quick.
Mhm.
So maybe you want to use a rotation more like static push and electrocute. So then at least you have one burst power and a dot. And static push is your PI for electrocute because it's either electrified or polarized. So then you have your PI, and you could do weapon combos, and you get your quick burst damage with static push, and you still have a little dot to keep you going in between. But you can't use a playstyle like that because you're out of power in a couple of rotations because static push isn't added to the power back. Neither is shockwave, and I think you should be able to play how you would want to play with it.
Yeah,
That would be a lot
it would
nicer.
definitely add a um, lot of variance to the playstyle for it. Uh,
I'm not a fan of being pigeonholed into only having this certain loadout. Like gadgets is a 1, 2, 3 power, but it has a little more variety. You could use any of those powers in the tree
yeah.
and do pretty well with them, and they all give you power back.
Well, another good
And that's
example,
cool.
that's a good example of a launch power. But as far as I'm concerned, the best example of that with a newer power is atomic. Atomic,
I like how atomic works.
you can use any one of them combo powers, man. To, use the combo AM or to use the 1, 2, 3 Geiger AM with it and all that. It's just it's a very versatile power as far as DPS is concerned. It's
Yeah, even munitions, you could use
yeah,
all the powers in the trees, and like I would like to see Electric and Nature be able to play like that because then you could craft your own loadouts because something like I just said, like static push and electrocute, is something simple and quick that you could do for ads so you're not sitting there setting everything up for an hour because
yeah. You could use like electro burst in a melee or a mid range loadout.
yeah, maybe you want to use Tesla ball in some situations, and I think you should just be able to use it how you want to use it.
Yeah,
It would give you more variety. Something else I think with nature, you have to have poison spores active for voracious plants to get the PI, and I think that should go away. I think voracious plants should just get max damage, just using it, just like any move, just like trans and just moves like that. You just use them. Like maybe even something like static push. Static push is its own PI. Because setting stuff up, I mean, it's just nice to have quick burst damage.
yeah.
And like electric is really cool for I guess not even weapon mastery because weapon mastery is so gimped with nature and electric because of the lack of dots.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story though. Oh, Dark Horse.
Yeah, he's late. He wants us to start the show over.
Well, Horace, we were talking about just taking away the DPS side from Electric. That's SP's idea. That's not me.
Well, that was the idea I dropped. I was like, best way to fix Electric and Nature DPS is just take DPS stance away. Just remove DPS stance from both those powers. And Meps did say that was one way to go.
It's a viable option. Viable option.
Hey Horace, did you check out did you see the Khal Drogo hairstyle that's coming to the game? I'll wait for him to answer. But yeah, because electricity, in my opinion, is one of the best looking powers in the game as far as animations are concerned.
Yeah,
definitely. I remember
coolest looking powers.
I remember the first time I first started. I did a whole let's play, leveling up to level 30 with my electric tune, and I just as soon as I got that electrocute power, I cast it. I was inside of a PD or something, and I threw that out there. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
That's how you end up back in the watchtower. Don't use that.
It only happens in raids, though.
It is. It's such a cool looking power.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
All right,
both my tunes. I'm Nature and Electric.
I gotta show Horace.
No one invites me.
I gotta show Horace the Khal Drogo hairstyle. Check that out, Horace.
I'd like to see the weapon mastery loadouts looked at too on them, because the weapon mastery loadouts are really bland. But I would just be happy with the AM weapon mastery. Down the road one day, they could throw it away for all I care. If the .am worked good, because that's what I'm in it for. I like to see numbers all over my screen. I like how the dot powers work. I like just the mechanics of them, of always having burn on whatever you're fighting, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Grid 2, same thing. Ionic Drain. One of the main reasons why I love the fact that my electric tune was Flight, was just like hanging out up above everybody, holding that fist up over my tune's hand, and casting that Ionic Drain out, and just like beams of life were coming down from my hands. It was so awesome. Oh man, Electric's such a beautiful power.
I also think Biocap should Biocap everybody in the group.
Yes.
Instead of just you and 3 other people, because then you have to bounce around the room and try to biocap everybody, and sometimes, it's just not practical to want to run around the room and biocap everybody sometimes. Sometimes you want to keep your space in between people because you don't want to be getting everybody killed. And if you could just biocap everybody in the room, that would be a lot nicer on one cast. It would make it a little more power efficient like that. Maybe if the heals were the tiniest bit bigger. Biocap is such a small heal. I didn't realize it till a couple months ago. Like, I hit somebody with Biocap, and the instant heal that it gives is so small. I'm like, man, like, that could be a little bit bigger. Just help us out. Just a little bit.
And increase the range on like Galvanize would be awesome.
If you could Biocap everybody, though, you wouldn't really be worried about that. Because then you could just hit Bioelectric Surge and heal everybody in the group. If everybody was Biocapped.
True.
And I think that would make Electric such a good power. Because when everybody's Biocapped, Electric is really good when everybody's Biocapped. Except for the heal over time issue. But, you could still work around that. It's the thing, Biocapping everybody is my main thing.
Yeah. And honestly, and the thing with Ionic Drain, and I know me and you, we've talked many times about Invocation of Renewal with sorcery, being just like the worst power out there. Ionic Drain is like the only channeled healing power that you're instantly starting to get your heals. With like Ionic Drain, not Ionic Drain, Invocation Renewal, and what is it for Electric? The channeled one? Is it Bloom?
Oh, for Nature?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bloom.
Yeah. With those and all that, I see people cast those. Well, I'm not getting a heal for the next 4 seconds.
Like, I try to use them once in a while to see what all the rage is with them, and like, the only efficient way I could ever seem to use it is if I use it over and over and over and over. And then, like, you eventually catch somebody, you know, because it's really hard to time it out. In some situations, you can time it out. But a lot of times I find myself, someone gets hit really hard, and I have to jump out of it and heal them with something else.
Yeah. Dark makes a good point, too. Electrogenesis on everyone would be nice also.
Oh, that would be really nice. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
It has a nice little heal over time. Because you kind of do need some heal over time, something.
Yeah. You know, and electricity was supposed to be the best of both worlds for between nature and electricity, or nature and sorcery. That's the way they advertised it in their live stream when they were talking about it. You know, it was going to have the burst and it was going to have the hots. And, you know, I mean, it's got the burst to some extent if you're close enough with galvanized. But, you know.
But it does not have the hots.
Yeah, it does not really have the
Nope.
hots. Does not really have. I mean, you've got to put like all of your. You got to put I mean, before a fight starts, you got to put out electrogenesis. You got to put biocap on. You got to put galvanized, and you got to go around. You got to make sure you put it on every single person.
You gotta run up to the tank and put electrogenesis on at the beginning.
I was like, you know, it's like, you know, I'm lunging in at the boss with the tank so I can make sure he's got biocap. You know.
I like a little bit of a challenge, but like at the end of the day, when I'm doing like top tier content, I don't want to be worried about silly stuff like, oh my god, I have to go over here and make sure these guys are biocapped too. You know, like I would just like everybody to be biocapped. That's my big thing. A little heal over time. Maybe if they brought up the base heals on Bioelectric Surge and Biocap definitely. Such a small heal from that. I don't know how all the other electric people feel, but I feel when I hit Biocap, I'm really only hitting Biocap to Biocap people, not to heal them with it because it's such a crappy heal.
Yeah.
So little.
Yeah, Hunter Series. Yeah, technically, yeah, it's one of the hairstyles. I'll show you the what it looks like on a female here. It's one of the hairstyles from Amazon Fury.
I'm about to wear that hairstyle when that comes out.
You know, and I understand. Obviously, yeah, okay, maybe a female's hairstyle. You know, it was originally introduced on females, but the fact that, you know, I mean, if you're a Game of Thrones, like I said, if you're a Game of Thrones watcher, and all that, I mean, you got yourself a Khal Drogo right there.
I think that hairstyle looks good on that dude.
I think it does too.
You know, I can't see the front of him, but I think from the back it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of stuff I could wear on my head and have the ponytail stick out of the back.
Yeah.
You know?
Which they need more of. They need more of with that. They need more head styles where the hair freaking, you know, clips down out the back of it. Because mostly it's just mostly it's just ball caps, the policeman hats, like the fireman's hat. You know, there's a couple of others. But like some of the helmets and all that, I'd like to see, you know, the hair come out the back. The daring vigilante head style, I would like to see the hair come out the back and all that for all the people out there that want to make their, you know, their Barbara Gordon Batgirls.
That'd be cool. I think that'll come out the back of a hat.
That should come out the back of a ball cap, yeah.
Because that's long.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the granny hair does. If you put a baseball cap on, I think the granny hair sticks out.
Yeah, look how many, like Grid points out, look how many football players out there with dreads on and all that. They put their helmet on, their dreads don't disappear.
They tuck them in. What are you talking about?
No, come on. What about that one dude from Pittsburgh that played for the Steelers, Paul Amalu?
Oh, you're talking to the wrong guy. I don't watch those kind of sports. I don't watch things with motors.
But you're from Pennsylvania, man.
I don't watch that. Football is boring to me. I watch the Super Bowl. That's it. That's it.
You watch it for the commercials, don't you?
No, I just watch it for everything. You know, maybe I could see a nip slip at the halftime show or something. You never know what's going to happen.
You watch it for Puppy Monkey Baby. That's what you watch it for.
Mm-hmm. Puppy monkey baby.
Yeah.
I really like that hair, though. I want that now.
Yeah, that's a badass hairstyle, man. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. That's the I'm calling that the Khal Drogo from now on.
I don't know who that is. Oh, that's the guy from
Yeah,
Game of Thrones, right?
From Game of Thrones, yeah.
I might have to watch that. I can't get into that stuff. What's that about anyway? Give me a quick rundown of what it's about.
It's based on it's based on a series of fantasy books and all that. Set back in like medieval time periods. You got knights and kings and lords and all that stuff and everything. I'm not going to break it down for you. All right, that's going to be a long show.
But we are the knights who say "nee."
Oh my God, this guy!
Jesus,
This
I
guy.
thought I heard a little beep. Trex, you DDoSed SP before. What was with that?
Yeah, I know. My internet trexed on me.
Whoops. I don't want to tell you.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons on TV. That explains it. All right.
Yeah,
I thought it was the one where all the people were stuck on the island at first.
No, that's Lost, dude. Seriously, do you watch any TV at all?
Dear Lord,
I don't
Crappy.
like that stuff.
Welcome to the 20th century, sir.
I watch like the superhero shows and
Yeah, and Lost is like overrated, so you don't have to see it.
Yeah. Yes. So what's up, Trex? Were you bored or
Sup?
something?
I just got home.
Oh, you just got home.
Yeah,
So
I have
so
a stream. I have a stream in 10 minutes, so wrap it up.
Oh, what? Excuse me.
are you coming for the new hairstyles?
I just came in and saw the braided hairstyle, and
the Khal Drogo.
I got the Khal Drogo. I got the reference.
Yeah, I know. I knew you would get the reference. But I thought Crappy would get the reference because at least I thought he went out,
Never seen it.
turn on his TV every once in a while. You've been playing that game outdoors too much.
Oh my God, no! See, they're tricking everybody. I've been telling people for years go outside, making fun of them, and here everyone's outside now. Now I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah, but
Now you can tell them to put down their phones.
Yeah, put down the phone. Like literally, I laugh hysterical because like you pull up next to someone at a red light, and the people in their car are all on their phone and they're on Pokemon. Someone pulls into a parking lot, first thing they do, open up their phone to see if there's a Pokemon. I'm like, really? Like, stop it.
Pokemon Go got me to go to church, okay? So
There's some good stuff at the church.
you can sometimes get ghost Pokemon, which is kind of, weird, to say the least.
Really? I'm going to have to go stop by churches now and see if I can get one.
There you go.
I'm curious who what Pokemon's running the Westboro Baptist Church gym right now.
Hopefully it's still a Clefairy or a Clefable.
No, last time I saw somebody had replaced that Clefairy out with a Magmar, whose name was Satan,
Oh yeah,
whose name was
Yeah.
Satan, and his combat power was 666.
yeah.
Somebody was trolling them hard.
But yeah, you guys have a good show.
Yeah, we had a good show and all that. Like, Crappy put his thoughts out there about nature and electricity.
Oh, God.
Things to make them better.
Trex thinks nature is fine. Nature.
Dark Horse is in the chat. Trying to talk up about his mummy back up, and I told him that we need to get Brendan Fraser back up first.
It's true.
So.
It's very true.
But and plus we had a hiccup there where we were gone for about maybe 5-10 minutes because my internet trexed on me.
Yeah, it's really awesome to have your name as a verb. It's just terrific.
But we were just about ready to wrap it up, to be honest with you. Unless,
Yeah, that's why I figured.
Unless you had anything else you wanted to add, Crappy.
Nature lives matter.
Nature lives matter. Hashtag
Yay.
stats. Hashtag stats matter soon. Ooh,
I can't wait for that too. That's gonna be great.
Oh man! And I believe there's only like 10 more days of the Summer of Wonder going on right now. So if you are a free player and all that, you got 10 days to get carried through all the end content in the game. I have run into there are free players in the new raid. And I can
Double
always,
mark's still happening too, right?
I can always spot them too because they don't have a utility belt.
And they're using heat vision.
No utility belt, no white mods.
Yeah, they have no utility belt, no white mods. You know, I mean, the guy that was with us and all that. I mean, people were starting to give him shit. They're like, dude, man, he hung in there. But people were giving him trash talking and everything like because his damage was really low and everything. They're like, dude, you don't even have any weight mods, man. At least go get your weight mods. And he's like, dude, I'm free.
You know what though? I wouldn't give anybody like that shit. I would try to help them out. They're free. They're only getting to play this content for a little bit. Why not give them a good experience? So maybe they'll spend some money on the game and be like, I want to do this more.
Well,
I had a good experience.
As soon as he said he was free and all that, they eased up. But I mean, he was holding his own with what he had, and those are the people I don't mind playing with. Those are the people I don't mind playing with that are free or premium. They're holding their own, and they're not, getting carried through. It's the guys that queue into like a duo at the bare minimum CR. And then, switch to a stance where, they're actually below the CR for that duo.
You can just say my name, Soups. I'm right here.
Not you. Not you. Because you at least, you do your best. I know you do.
I do my best.
But there are people out there that they just expect to get carried through stuff. And those are the people I detest. I absolutely detest those people. Like I queued into one of the new duos with an electric, like a 165 electric healer.
And you didn't leave?
No. Guy
I come
did his
into
job.
duos all the time, and somebody leaves a poor electric or nature guy in there, and there's like 2 people that left before me, and I'm like, really? It's a duo. You can't help the guy through a duo? I mean, sometimes it's that situation where people see it's this power, and they just bail. But then sometimes it's like what you're talking about. People are just in there, and they might be this CR in this role, and then they switch over, and they're like under the CR to be in there, and they're getting pooped on because they're so low. And I don't mind helping somebody through a duo, but when it comes to a time where you're playing stupid and you're aggro and everything in the room, and sometimes then you start to get me killed because you're doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And you're below CR, then I start to get a little bit annoyed.
Yeah,
I just write in chat then, stand in the back, please. Yeah. Do not attract all the attention over here.
Yeah, apparently the stream just black screened on everybody here. Hold on a second. Man, I got some editing to do.
Yeah, you do.
Well, good thing we're wrapping up here. All right, so first off, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and listening. And check this out. We got a new shameless plug screen, sirs.
Oh, do we? Oh, crap. I'm doing a speed test because I'm curious. I don't see it yet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Shameless plug. I had to Google.
What font is that?
That is the Smash font on this online. It's a browser photo editor.
Ah.
No, it's called PicMonkey.com. But yeah, it's they added.
That's not a bad font. That's a pretty cool font.
They added a bunch of like comic book type stuff and all that and everything to the like different filters and everything like that. It's really cool. But yeah, that's one of the fonts that came with it. Smash. It's called Smash. But thanks everybody for coming by and listening in, checking out all the news and everything that we had to announce tonight. New hairstyles coming. Stay tuned. Don't know when, but stay tuned, folks. But this has been the DCUO Sourcecast. You can, of course, find us at facebook.com/the DCUO Sourcecast. We are also on Twitter at the DCUO Sourcecast. The audio version of the podcast can be found at trexlight.com. And the video version of it can be found on my channel, youtube.com/the Daddy's House. Crappy, where can we find you at, sir?
Just go to stuff and type in Crappy Heels.
Just go to stuff and type in Crappy Heels. Really?
And not Crappy Heels with a Z. That is not me.
What about Crappy
Not
Heels?
me.
What about Crappy Heels with 2 E's?
That is totally not me either. I was off on side the other day just hanging out talking to one of my buddies. And like, that guy's in 5v5 chat all day. I just wanted to tell him, go outside, bro. Change your name. Do something. Stop it. Why? I get some people like me and some stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't steal my name.
Oh,
or anybody's name.
But it's okay for Robot Super Patriot.
Unless you're
Yes.
Robot Super Patriot.
Yeah, you douchebag. Shut up.
There is only one exception, and it's a Robot Super Patriot.
Whatever. Anyways, you can, of course, find me at youtube.com/the Daddy's House. I'm also on facebook.com/the Daddy's House. I'm on the Twitter at the Daddy's House there. And, of course, you can find me and the DCUO Sourcecast here streaming from twitch.tv/the Daddy's House. Trex, since you decided to stop by, I'll go ahead and let you shamelessly plug yourself.
Yay! You can find me on the Twitter at This Is Trex, on my Facebook at Trexlight. Facebook.com/Trexlight, and find me on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Trexlight, which I'll be coming back for streaming later this month. I am wrapping up on my Dragon Con project, even though I have 11 more videos to do. But, I'm wrapping it up. So, it's, but, I'm going live tonight as soon as this show is over with.
What are you streaming tonight, sir?
No Man's Sky.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah,
Minecraft
fly around
was
all by
tasty.
yourself.
Yeah, no one can hear me scream.
Minecraft with spaceships.
That's what it kind of is.
Yeah, kind of, I suppose. But, all right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by and saying, hey, Trex.
No problem.
All right. I also want to thank Meps for stopping by and, talking to everybody in the chat. And apparently he killed everybody in the Watchtower earlier this evening during the stream. So, thanks everybody for stopping by and watching and listening in. And until next week, you guys catch us here every Friday night, barring any, cancellations, 7 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/the Daddy's House. Until next time,
And
guys. What's that?
We got a big surprise for next week.
Yeah, big surprise next week. We're gonna have next week. We're gonna have a couple guys on here. Chillcat, you guys may know him from the forums. He's gonna come on, and a buddy of me and Crappy's Trick Daisy. I'm hoping if I can get in touch with him, I can get him on here. We're gonna talk about some PvP.
I got an even bigger surprise than that.
Oh, you got a big surprise?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and I
yeah?
know it's not nudes before everybody says it.
Darn.
So I know that's what everybody's thinking.
I doubt anyone was thinking that.
Yeah, I doubt it too. All right, so
I'm just putting it out there.
So everybody, make sure you ask Crappy next week what his big surprise is. He was gonna tell us.
They'll know.
All right. All right.
I'll just lead people on.
Until next week, though, guys. Thanks to you all for coming in and tuning in. Bye.